Hey guys, Aces here, and in today's video what I want to do is I want to give a little bit of beginner advice to that person who's maybe just getting started with affiliate marketing, or someone who's maybe been doing it and just been struggling to get the results that they want to. So what I want to share with you guys today are just some ideas of what I wish I knew, when I was getting started with affiliate marketing. So this is kind of just some, some stuff that I kind of compiled over years of learning and struggling and not getting results. And hopefully this, for the person who's just getting started will help you maybe avoid some of the mistakes and pitfalls that I made when I got started in affiliate marketing, and really some of the concepts that I'm going to share with you here aren't just specific for affiliate marketing. I think is really beneficial to anybody who's trying to start any online business or any business in general, because entrepreneurs, I think in general, will come across some of these obstacles or they use some of these excuses, and it's really the reason why they're not getting the results that they want to. If I think back to myself, right, in my business, it took me probably about 2 years, if not maybe a little bit more, before I started getting some real results in my business. And so by applying some of these principles that I'm going to share with you here today, hopefully that'll help cut your time down to maybe just a few months, in terms of applying the right things into your business, and hopefully helping you get into the right mindset of getting results and getting stuff done, so that way you're seeing the results that you wanted from your business a lot faster. So fair warning, this video might be a little bit longer. I'm not really sure how in depth I'm going to go in here with this video, but I really am gearing this towards more of a value-based video. So if you stick around with me till the end of this video, I guarantee you're going to get some really great value, and hopefully it'll help you fast forward in your business to getting some more results. And again, if you do find value in this video, guys, I really would appreciate it if you like the video. Subscribe to the channel if you like this video, because I'll be sharing a lot more stuff like this in the future. And so let's get started. All right, guys, so I have my my whiteboard here, and what I want to do is I kind of want to walk you guys through a couple of things first, to get started, of things that I used to tell myself, or excuses that I used to kind of tell myself as to why I wasn't getting the results that I wanted to, right? And if you're just getting started, or you're struggling to get the results that you want to in your business, I guarantee that you probably either thought about this, or you use these excuses, and it's really just stopping you from getting the results that you really want in your business. And I kind of want to walk you through as to why, or how you can kind of get over these things, so you can actually start getting the results you want to from your affiliate marketing business, or any business, right? Because some of these, I think all entrepreneurs kind of go through this, through some of these struggles. And so I kind of want to just get inside of your head a little bit, and hopefully help you kind of overcome these obstacles, these mental blocks that are kind of stopping you from getting the results that you want to right now in your business. The first thing, guys, I want to talk about is money. So this was a big one that I used to think to myself when I first got started, and it was basically coming down to this. I would look at some of these gurus and these big affiliate marketers that I would look at, and I would follow them around, and I would look at what it was they were doing, right? And I thought to myself, maybe the reason they're just getting these amazing results is because they can afford to use paid advertising. They can afford to invest in their business way more than I can, right? I don't have the money to invest, and so maybe I'm never going to get these big results that they can, right? And so I used to kind of use that excuse as to why, I wasn't getting the results that I want to. And I'm going to tell you right now, guys, that money is not a reason why you can't get results, right? If that was the case, a lot of these guys would never get to the level that they're at, right? The money is definitely not an excuse as to why you shouldn't be getting a result, right? And some people, right, and the reason I'm telling you guys this is because I've seen it from both sides. I've seen people who have had a little bit of money, maybe they had a little bit of savings that they used to go ahead and get started, and they just threw money at their business, and they still got very little results. And then I've seen people who had no money to get started, and they were able to go ahead and skyrocket their business and get results, right? So when it comes down to, guys, it just comes down to doing the right things, and we're going to talk about what that means in just a minute. But money isn't an excuse as to why you should or shouldn't be getting results, right? It's just about really doing the right things to get you to getting those results. The next thing I kind of want to talk about here real quickly, guys, is skill set. So I remember thinking about this one a lot, because I used to think to myself, I'm following these gurus, I'm seeing these guys getting all these results. I think I'm doing the same thing that they're doing, but why am I just not getting the result? I would watch some of these guys or gals, right, do their thing. I'm like, okay, I see that they're riding a bit of a wave here. I see that they're jumping on Periscope. When Periscope was a really big thing, and I'm like, maybe I should start Periscoping. So I would go and I would do that, but I would see that they would explode, and they would get all this attention, and they would make all this money, and I would get maybe a couple people watching, right? They started focusing on blogging, right? I watched another guru, and they were really big on blogging, and they would get a lot of results from their blogs, and so I started blogging, but I would never get anywhere close to the results they were getting, right? And so I thought to myself, after doing this time and time again, thinking, what, maybe there's something that all these gurus know that they're just not sharing, and that's the reason why they're getting the results that they are, and I'm not, right? And it wasn't that at all, guys. It's just that I just wasn't doing the right things again, right? That would lead me to getting the results that I actually wanted to. The next thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is support system. So this could be really big for some of you, right? And I definitely know it has had an impact on me, but maybe not to the same level of some of you, because the support, what I mean by this, guys, is having a support system at home, or having people who understand what you're trying to do, right? Having people who who understand and support you in wanting to do this, right? For some people, you might have a spouse or a girlfriend or family members who are super supportive, right? And they tell you to go ahead and do your thing, follow your dream, and that's great. Right, but for some other people, right, it might just not be the case, right? It might be where people are completely the opposite, right? They maybe make fun of you for trying to go ahead and work on your dream. Maybe they're just not supportive. Maybe they insult you even, right? Because you're trying to work on your dream, or and try to do things, right? And really what it comes down to, guys, is I think with either ends of these spectrums, people are trying, I think at the end of the day, they really do want the best for you in a lot of the cases, and people show it in different ways, right? And some people kind of insult what you're doing. Other people will tell you, go ahead and just go right at it, right? But I think that at the end of the day, it comes from the same point, right? Is that they just want the best for you. And for those people who maybe have family members or spouses, girlfriends, boyfriends that aren't the most supportive, then what I suggest that you do, guys, is to do it anyways. Right? Because at the end of the day, it's hard to argue with results, right? And so that's what I really want to help all of you guys achieve here today, which is get some of those results, right? And because once people see results, there's no arguing that, right? And for myself, right, it wasn't so much of people maybe making fun of me or people being unsupportive with me directly, but there's also the indirect effect, right? I think as well, where people like myself, right, thinking, what, I know that these people have said that they're supportive, and because at this point, in my life, before I started getting some real results, it had been a few years of me trying to make something happen, online. People were like, okay, yeah, go for it, do your thing, but I could see in their eyes that that they didn't believe that I was actually going to make this happen. I could see in their eyes that doubt, right? I could see in their eyes and the way that they talk to me, or the way they dismissed me when I would talk about the things that I was learning, or the things that I was doing in my business, and all this other stuff, right? Because again, the result wasn't there. But once the result was there, once I started getting those results, guys, everything changed, right? Because people started to believe, they started to see what I already thought was going to happen. But once it was real, right, that's when people will actually buy in, regardless of whether it's from a positive or a negative, right? People will support you at the end of the day, but you have to first believe yourself that you're going to make this happen, and that's one of the biggest hurdles that you're going to have to come across. And then the last one, guys, is results. So I definitely remember this one too, and this was a big one for a lot of people, which is thinking or making the excuse that they're not getting the results that they want to because they don't have any results to show people. Right? They don't have any results to share with people. They don't have any reasons why people should follow them, or whatever the case is, right? But because of their lack of results is the reason that they couldn't get any more results, right? And that is kind of backwards thinking, guys, because if that was the case, then again, a lot of the gurus, a lot of the leaders in whatever niche you're in would never be at the level that they're at, okay, guys? Because nobody starts with results. Nobody is born with results. Results are earned, okay, guys? And one of the best things about affiliate marketing, guys, is that you don't have to, you don't have to start with a silver spoon, right? You don't have to start with anything, right? All you have to do is you have to make sure you're following the right process and that you're doing the right things to get you the results that you actually want to. So now that we've kind of talked about some of these, obstacles, some of these excuses, and some of these kind of objections that people have when it comes to getting results in their business. Now let's get into more of the nitty gritty, guys, of what you actually need to do to get results. So the first thing that I want to talk about, guys, is following the 80-20 rule. So you may have heard people talk about the 80-20 rule, but in a kind of a different kind of context as to what I'm going to actually share with you here. So the 80-20 rule that I want to kind of share with you guys here is that when you are trying to build your business, right, when you are trying to get things going, what you want to do is you want to make sure that 80%, okay, I'm going to draw a little arrow here, 80% of your efforts and time should be going towards actionable items, okay, should be going towards actionable items. The other 20%, okay, the other 20% should be devoted to studying and learning, okay. And this is something that kind of plays into the skill set excuse as well as the result excuse, right? And because if you want to have results, you need to take action, right? Without any action, you're never going to get a result. And so without the results, and you can't scale up your business, right, where you're able to show results that you've actually been able to achieve, right? And this is kind of a habit that a lot of people kind of get stuck in, especially because what happens a lot of times is people, when they're first getting started, right, you do need to learn some skills, right? You need to learn certain things that are going to hopefully lead you to getting to the to where you want to be, right? So for example, right, you need to learn how to, if you're working in an online business, or like if you're working in affiliate marketing, right, you need to learn maybe about, how to set up a proper sales funnel, right? That's something that you're probably going to have to learn. And to set up a proper sales funnel, you're either going to have to learn how to use specific software, right? So maybe something like ClickFunnels. That is kind of like an all-in-one software that you can use to go ahead and do it. If you're not using the ClickFunnels, then you might have to learn a couple of different softwares, right? So you might have to learn like how to properly set up an autoresponder, right? You're going to have to learn how to set up landing pages with a landing page builder like Lead Pages, for example. You're going to have to learn these different things, right? And so people kind of get stuck though in learning mode, right? And so what they do is they start trying to learn, and they buy courses and courses and courses and read books and books and books about, let's say, how to use ClickFunnels, for example, right? Because ClickFunnels is such a useful tool, right? That they maybe read book after book about ClickFunnels. Maybe they watch a bunch of YouTube videos. Maybe they buy a course on how to do it, right? And the thing is that because they're spending so much time learning, they're never actually taking the actions in their business to build an actual funnel for their business, right? And so that's where I mean that 80-20 rule, right? So 20% of the time you should be studying. So for example, if you're trying to learn ClickFunnels, or you're trying to build your first little basic funnel, then what you should do is you should learn, okay, how do I build a proper landing page? You go into ClickFunnels, you find the tutorials, or you buy a course, or you YouTube the skills that you need to, right, to be able to build that landing page, right? You go ahead and you learn how to do it and the basics of how to do it. Then you go and you do it, right? You literally learn it, then you do it right away, right? Don't wait weeks or for you to read all this content before you go ahead and do it, right? And that's the problem that a lot of people face, right? Because that's another excuse that I can actually probably write on here, which is becoming overwhelmed in their business. And a big part of that overwhelm is because of exactly that, because they do the opposite of what this is. And what they do is they spend more so 80% of the time studying and only 20% of the time taking any action, and sometimes even less. And I know that I definitely did this when I got started, guys. I was so obsessed with wanting to learn everything that I needed to learn about online marketing, because I was so hungry to want to get everything done, that I would just literally buy course after course and follow guru after guru, watch YouTube video after YouTube video, read book after book, and I immersed myself in all this stuff. But then I was just overwhelmed, because I was like, where do I begin? Where do I start? And people who honestly get the best results are people who learn to be coachable, and are people who learn to take action, right? They learn how to, let's say, build a landing page, then they go and they build a landing page, then they go and learn how to create a thank you page, then they go and they build that thank you page, right? They learn about how to create an email follow-up sequence, then they go and they start writing that email follow-up sequence, right? They don't waste time learning more stuff, because what's the point of learning how to do other stuff if you haven't even done the first stuff that you've done yet, right? So hopefully that makes sense, guys. So the 80-20 rule is something you should definitely implement in your business, and so every day you should only be spending a little bit of time to learn something, and then you want to apply it right away. This will make a huge difference in your business. Now, the only time this might vary a little bit, and where you need to maybe spend more time studying, is if you're starting from ground zero, right? If you're just starting from right at the beginning and you know nothing about anything, then yes, you might need to have to spend more time learning about, okay, how do I actually build a sales funnel? What is a sales funnel, right? And why would I even want to have one in my affiliate marketing business, right? So when you're still learning that stuff, you're probably going to spend a little bit more time learning, but then you also want to start taking that action, right? So maybe it'll be more like a 50-50 split, or maybe a 60-40 split. You'll figure out the right balance, but at the end of it, once you've learned stuff, then you're going to want to eventually get to this point where you're doing 80-20, where you're taking more action 80% of the time, and 20% of the time is just devoted to studying. All right, guys. Kind of while I'm on this note, guys, I want to make another big thing here, which is focusing on one thing. This is a really big one. This is something that I really want you guys to really think about, because as an entrepreneur, right, our heads are always on the go, right? If you're anything like me, then you're always thinking about what's the next move, what's the next thing, and a lot of times as you're kind of doing these things, I know that you get excited, right? You're so excited about building your business and learning all these new skills and stuff like that you're intaking so much information. This comes down to that overwhelm and that 80-20 rule again, that it's easy for you to get distracted by shiny objects. And what I mean by that, guys, is that sometimes you say you're in affiliate marketing and you have one product that you want to promote, right? And so you're excited about that, and you want to build a funnel for it, and you want to do all this stuff for it. And as you're learning about this one product, or as you're learning about setting up that stuff, then a new product comes up because you're following maybe another guru or another leader, right? And so they sent you an email about this this hot new product that you should get involved with. And so then you start learning about that, and you get really excited. You're like, oh, that's really cool. I can see how that can really help my business. And then you get distracted by that, and then you want to do that thing. And so what ends up happening is you end up jumping from one thing to another thing to another thing, and you kind of just have entrepreneurial ADD. And what happens is that because you never focus on only one thing, you're never able to really get real results in your business. And this happened to me 100% when I first got started, and I still struggle with this until this day, because my mind is always racing, it's always going. I'm always thinking about what's the next thing. And if you've read certain business books, or followed certain people talk about having multiple sources of income, right? That's the way that you want to diversify your income, and that's the real way to create wealth and all that stuff. And even though I do believe in that, it only applies, though, guys, if you learn how to make money with one thing first. And this is something that I didn't get, that I didn't really learn until way later on into my business, right? Where I had that entrepreneurial ADD. I was doing so many different things, and the problem is because I didn't focus on one thing only, I never gave myself the time to get some real results. And I'll tell you right now, guys, that if you're not able to make a decent income from one thing, focusing on one thing, and if you're talking about affiliate marketing, we're talking about one product or one type of affiliate marketing, then what's going to happen is you're never giving yourself the time to build up the results that you actually want to. And this is one of the toughest things. So what I want to do, guys, is I want to actually draw something here out for you that will hopefully make sense. Actually, I'm going to leave it here. Let me just change the color of my board here, and I'm going to draw a line here for you guys, because this is something that's going to help you big time in understanding this concept that I'm talking about. Okay, so let's talk about you. Okay, so you are here right now. Okay, so you're a beginner. Okay, you're a beginner affiliate marketer, and you're right over here. Okay, so this is you. You're excited. You're happy, right? That you're getting started, and you're starting from ground zero, right? So you're at here. You're at point A. Point B is over here on this other side. Okay, and point B is your dream. Okay, it's the goal that you have. Maybe it's for you to hit, the $10,000 a month income level, or maybe it's that you buy your dream car, or maybe for you, step B is being able to quit your full-time job so that you can only have an online business. Whatever your level B is, guys, it doesn't really matter, right? The dream is yours, the goal is yours. But the thing is that a lot of people, when it comes to working online, is that they want to do this. I'm going to change the color here again. What they want to do is that they want to go from level A to B in one step. Okay, in one step, right? And this is where we get people who want to make money overnight. They want to build their business overnight. These are the people who are hunting for for that get rich quick scheme, because they're hoping that they can get to that level, to that B step as quickly as possible, and hopefully in just one step. Like, it's just one little thing that they're going to do. It's going to be a push button business, and they're just going to take off. Unfortunately, that's not the way things work out. That's not the way business is built. Ask any entrepreneur, ask any CEO who's built their business from ground level. It's just not the way things work. Okay, and if you really want to be successful in this business, guys, you need to understand that it's going to take a little bit of time. But the amazing thing with working online is that you can scale and build your business very quickly. And what you want to do is you actually want to take the time to build your business the right way. And the way to do that, guys, is that along the way to getting to level B, there's going to be these steps, okay, that you're going to have to go through, right? And as long as you understand that, right, and that you're working towards that, that's what's going to make the big difference, okay? For all these little hurdles here, guys, are things that you're going to have to learn, or things that you're going to have to overcome before you get to being at your dream. So these things could be something like learning the right skills, right? So let's say if you're wanting to learn how to use ClickFunnels, then you got to go out there, you got to learn how to do that, right? Or learning how to set up a proper sales funnel, right? You have to get those skills. Then you actually have to build your funnels, and you actually have to put that stuff into action, right? So that's step number 2. That's what you're going to have to do. Then you're going to have to learn how to gain organic traffic, getting people to your funnel, so that way you're able to go ahead and then make start getting leads, right? Then what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to learn how to follow up with these leads, right? So that way you're able to make some start making some sales. Then the next step is scaling up your business so that you're making a decent amount of sales on a regular basis. And then at the last part, then you get to maybe scale up even more, or you get to do something else, right? So this is just an example, right? But all these different little things is what's going to get you all the way to B, right? It's what's going to get you all the way to where you want to be, which is at your dream and your goal, right? But a lot of people, what they think, right, is that it's just one big step. But the thing is, if they forget about all these little steps kind of along the way, right? And this actually, guys, plays into a lot when it comes to here. Results. One of the biggest misconceptions that I think that a lot of entrepreneurs have when they're first getting started is that they need to have results to be able to influence other people to either buy their product, or to follow them as a as a leader, or whatever the case is. And it's just not the truth, right? One of the best things that you can do is literally just help people get one step closer to whatever their goal is. And that's what I think a lot of people struggle with when it comes to generating traffic, when it comes to doing that kind of stuff, because what people think is that, who's going to listen to me? I'm a nobody. I know I don't have any results to show. I don't have any skills. I don't have anything, right? And so they give up before they even start, because because of these excuses, and because of these stories they're telling in their head, right? But I can't tell you how many people I've been able to help, even though before I got any results, right? And the reason why is because as when you're just getting started, you're able to do something which is basically this, right? Somebody, everybody who's watching your videos, anybody who you want to be your customer for whatever product you're selling, right? They're starting here, right? And your goal is to get them to point B, which is your customer, right? But for them to get there, right, they need to buy into whatever product or service or opportunity you're doing. And so you need to kind of help them get one step closer to your end goal, which is buying your product. So that could be educating them on your product. That could be making them, first off, maybe even just making them aware of your product, that your product exists. Then showing them, how your product is actually going to help them, right? Then it's about showing them maybe examples of people who have been helped by your product or service, right? And so these are, again, it's all the little steps, right, that we were just talking about, right? You're taking them from, this is point A, this is point B, right? And you're taking them one little step closer, one little step closer, one little step closer, by either educating them or showing them proof, or doing all that stuff, right? It's the same sort of thing. And the thing is, you don't need to have results to do that stuff, or you can leverage other people's results, or you can just go ahead and just educate people, and you're leading with value. And that's what's going to get them to the point where they're going to then say, hey, you know what, this person actually helped me. They helped me understand what I'm trying to do. They actually are helping me get to where I want to be. This guy's pretty cool, or I trust this person, and so I want to do business with them, right? And that's where you start to develop yourself into a leader, right? That's how you start getting results, because you're helping people before get a little bit closer to where they want to be. And that's honestly, guys, one of the biggest things that I can honestly teach you, one of the biggest things that I hope you take away from this video. It's that that is possible, and that you can actually do that. All right, guys, so I really hope that this video was helpful. I really hope it help clarify a few things and help you get you clear on what it is you really need to do. So what you need to really focus on, guys, is first off, pick one thing that you want to focus on, pick one business opportunity or pick one product that you want to focus on, and honestly make that your life for the next 30, 60, 90 days. Is just focus on that one thing, right? And once you really learn and start doing that and applying all your energy to building that one product or that one funnel or that one thing, then what's gonna happen is it's gonna allow you to start getting results. Once you start getting results, right, then you're going to be able to scale up your business because you have results to show, right? And then as a result, your business is just going to snowball. And the thing is that sometimes, guys, it's kind of like this curve, right, that happens, right? It's slow to go, right? You're going, but because you're doing all these little things every single day, because you're applying that 80-20 rule, because you're focusing on only one thing, because you're being actionable and taking the right steps to get to where you want to be, guys, then one day it just basically just starts going like this, and it's going to take off. All right, guys, so hopefully that happens for you. And if you want to go into a little bit more details in terms of affiliate marketing specifically and how you do this with affiliate marketing, like how you build a proper sales funnel, how do you promote a business, how do you get people to want to buy from you, how do you get people to trust you even if you don't have any results, then I'm going to leave a link in the description, guys, where I'm actually going to forward you over to a course that's actually going to help you do that over the next few days. It's completely for free, guys, and so if you're interested in that and if this causes you value, again, guys, I really would appreciate it if you like and subscribe to the video, and I look forward to see you guys in the next one. All right, take care.